Hi everyone, my name is Andrew. I'm a doctor of physical therapy here at Limitless Therapy Services in sports medicine, and today we're going to be going over barbell back squats and how you can set up for them effectively so it improves your lift. All right everyone, so today we're going to be going over the approach and the setup for doing a barbell back squat. So for those of you that are beginners, hopefully this is helpful for you to feel more comfortable doing the movement. And for those of you that have been doing back squats for a while, hopefully there's a few cues in here that you can use to help improve your setup. So first off, we're going to talk about the height of the actual barbell itself. You want to have it around shoulder height, maybe slightly below shoulder height, so then that way you can get to the bar comfortably. You don't want to have it up very high that when you are trying to take the bar off the rack that you're having to go up on your toes. That can be a little bit unsafe. And so if anything, you want to be able to bend to it a little bit and then be able to take the bar off of the actual rig or the rack. Okay. Second, you want to make sure that you start building a very consistent approach when you do this exercise. That could be the amount of steps that you take to get to the barbell, which hand you grip with first, and then any other type of cues that you can use consistently and reproduce them each time you step to the barbell. This creates a sense of habit. It also helps you to feel like you're in control of the situation and the exercise you're about to do. And this can be helpful for those of you that have been doing back squats for a long time, just to help you feel very comfortable and composed before you start doing the actual movement. And so let's go ahead and turn towards the bar here. And the first thing that I want you to look for, if you have access to, are these hash marks on the bar, okay? The hash marks on the bar are a good way to get you to know if the barbell is centered or if it's off-centered. You might notice that if this hash mark is way over here and on this side, it's a little bit closer, or this amount of distance here is a little bit off, it can throw you off when you go to unrack the bar and you'll be a little bit unbalanced. And so you really want to make sure that you have the bar in a very, very pretty middle space here, not off to the side one way or off to the side the other way. From there, we're going to focus on actually gripping the bar, okay? This is going to vary from person to person, but I usually choose the inner hash mark here. And so my pinky is going to go right onto that inner hash mark, and then I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. From there, I'm creating a little bit of tension in my lat muscles, so I'm pulling them down, and then I'm coming under the bar, okay? When you come under the bar, you want to create a slight shelf on your shoulder blade here. And you can do that by pinching the shoulder blades together slightly. Once you're under the bar, you want to try to bend it downwards towards the floor. This helps to turn on the lat muscles and it creates a bit of tension in your torso. Then you want to try to maintain that tension throughout the movement. So I'm going to come under the bar. When I do that, I'm going to pinch my shoulder blades together slightly once I'm under it to create that shelf, and I'm resting the bar right on there. So right above the shoulder blades, and this is going to be a high bar position. From there, I'm pulling the barbell down towards the ground, almost like I'm trying to bend it in half to create the tension in my torso and in my lats. And then from there, I can step away and unrack the bar, maintaining that tension that I've created. From here, we can start talking about your foot position and the footing that you want to have when performing a squat. Okay, now that we've gone over how to grip the bar and creating a shelf, as well as bending the bar down and creating tension to help with stability when doing the movement, we're going to talk about your foot position. Generally, people have their feet about shoulder length apart with their feet facing straight forward. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be you. Depending on your anatomy of your hip or your mobility, it's okay for you to go into a little bit wider of a stance even toeing out a little bit more as well. The goal here is making sure that you can maintain a position that's very balanced while keeping good contact with the floor and being able to squat down effectively in a more balanced position. And so you don't have to have your feet shoulder length apart with your feet facing straight forward. You can have them out slightly wider. You can turn your feet out a little bit as well. The main thing here is making sure that you plant your feet into the ground as if you're trying to spread the floor apart. That way you can generate tension and prime the leg muscles as well before starting into the actual movement of the squat. All right, everyone. So a few key points that I want you to remember from this video. The first one is making sure that you have the same approach each time you step under the bar. If that's the amount of steps you're taking, which hand you grip first, as long as you're developing a sense of a habit that can help to prepare your body for the actual lift. Second, make sure that you're getting the bar in an even position and that you're trying to bend it in to create some tension in your torso. And then lastly, your foot position will depend on what feels the most comfortable for you. Where you're able to be balanced will determine if you need to have your feet out a little bit more, if you can bring them in further, if your feet need to be further apart, or if they can be closer. All depends on flexibility and anatomy. If you thought this video was helpful and want to see more like it, click subscribe or leave a comment below, or you could even follow us on Instagram for more content there.